become very good at the thing, you become very passionate, and that gives you a level of confidence that nobody can take away. Guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kemi, and in today's video I am going to be talking about how to be confident as an introvert. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, I urge you to please say subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notification bell, like,
you're welcome to Kemi'S journey, innovative vlog.
Define who an introvert is, just in case you're kind of on the verge and you're not sure if you're an introvert or an extrovert. I'll help you clarify. Introvert is someone who feels completely comfortable by themselves, being alone in their own space, one or two people, trusted people. It's a person who feels comfortable focusing on their inner thoughts, their ideas, and probably comfortable with one or two people but not a large group. That is who an introvert is. Some of the characteristics, patterns of an introvert is they're very reflective, they're always by themselves, self-aware, take time as well in making decisions, they feel very comfortable being alone, right, as opposed to speaking. They prefer to be by themselves as opposed to being in a crowd. Very few close friends. They are not someone who has like a large number of friends. Those are some of the patterns that you can already tell and help you decipher if you are an introvert, if you're not certain already. Some of the types of introverts are the social introvert. Introverts, they like small groups. They are not necessarily afraid of groups, but they just like it smaller, and they love quiet settings. The next type is thinking introverts. These are the daydreamers. They love spending time alone, just thinking about their ideas, absorbing them. They have a lot of creativity, creative imaginations, and they get their own energy from being by themselves. The next set is the restrained introverts, right? Before they act, before they do anything, they have a lot of thoughts. They take a longer time to take action. So that's just like a breakdown of the categories of introverts. The level of introversion can typically be determined on the stage you are in life. You could be a teenager, you could be an adult. It really depends on the phase that you are in your life. The tips as to how to be confident as an introvert. The first thing that I love, which is my favorite of all the things that I think works, is finding your passion. Once you become competent at a thing, you obviously just grow a level of confidence, because this is a topic that you can speak on confidently over and over again, regardless of if you're in a large group of people. So find a hobby, something that you love to do. Most of my introverted friends are writers. I know them to be, you know, movie script writers. They love to write. They're authors of books because they have a level of introversion. So I think this category of introverts are the creative introverts, and I feel like most introverts are. So I would say find your passion, hobbies, activities that you like. Definitely get into that. When you become very good at the thing, you become very passionate, and that gives you a level of confidence that nobody can take away. Into activities like writing, blogging, those are definitely skills or hobbies or activities that introverts are known to be exceptional at. A topic that also helps with being confident as an introvert is trying something new, going out to take classes, Pilates classes, Zumba classes, going into group classes by yourself, not going with someone that you know, just going alone. This definitely helps boost your confidence. Go to networking events, go alone. Don't be anxious, don't necessarily seek to go with a friend. I recently went to a networking event and I was so impressed, being an introvert myself, that I was able to make a few friends. So go to places, to classes where you actually don't know anybody. For my kind of person, I actually flourish when I don't know people. It gives me like a sense of, okay, I don't have anybody that I have to, you know, act around, right? I could just be myself. So I go to a set of people, especially I look for the underdogs, people who are also shy as well, who I sense that they are shy as well, because shy, you know, knows shy, right? So I walk up to them, I make friends. I'm like, oh, what you do? Oh, how are you here? Are you enjoying the class? Oh, what's up? Have you tried this before? Just, you know, pick one or two small talks, and yeah, that's it. So try something new, go to a class, go to a networking event, try to make new friends, try a different class. You could go to a museum. That is one of the places that you also find people that are introverts, because we love, you know, art. We tend to be by ourselves. It's a quiet place. It's kind of like a quiet setting. You're not going to see a large group of people in a museum, right? So you see people who are also lone rangers as well. Go to a museum, say, oh, do you love this art? Just try to create or make a new friend, start a conversation. Basically, it also helps you boost your confidence that, okay, I'm not so awkward, I can actually start a conversation if I want to. That is another thing that helps. What I want to talk about is learning about your introversion. You need to do a little bit of research, find out what makes you who you are, find out about your strengths, your weaknesses, so that you know what triggers you, know your strengths, know the kind of careers, jobs that you know that most introverts actually excel at. So learn more about your introversion. Being an introvert is not a bad thing. It's actually a blessing once you know your strengths and how to use your strengths, like every other personality type, right? So learn a lot more about your introversion, your strengths. One of the things that I know about introverts is that we are great organizers, excellent event planners, because we tend to overthink. So before a thing goes wrong, we already have a solution to it, right? Because we already overthought, we already processed it, because we've been to ourselves, so we think a lot, right? So we make excellent organizers. Take advantage of your OCD, you know, turn it into a business. If you love to organize, plan events, because you think and you know that, okay, these are the kind of things that might go wrong in events that most people, you know, avoid. So it makes you also an excellent business leader, because you most likely have empathy, you're able to get things done, you have OCD, you could start a cleaning business. There's so many things that an introvert can do, and they were very excellent at. Like I said, being a script writer, a movie writer, learn about the things that make you who you are. Learn about the things that also trigger you. So learn about your introversion. We want to make sure that our team succeeds as well. So those are the things that make us exciting and make us who we are. Organizers, OCD always comes into play. So learn about your introversion and have fun with it. Now that you learn about your introversion, the next point that I want to make is avoid your triggers. If you know that you're setting groups of, you know, events or parties that you don't like, or you feel like they dictate about your introversion, you definitely know your strengths and you also know your weaknesses. So I would urge you to definitely know the kind of rooms that you get into and you just feel like your energy is zapped. Don't avoid those rooms. Take time, go to the restroom, you know, get back your energy. If you're in a large set of in a large group, get back your energy, come back into the room feeling refreshed. Take breaks. You know, if you're in a large group and you feel like, okay, I'm becoming overwhelmed, after an hour you could take a break, go to your car, relax, and then come back. If you feel like you're in a set or there's a set of people that feel, okay, this one's always, you know, zap out all my energy, try as much as possible to avoid. Don't run away, avoid. So maybe certain conversations that you feel like you don't want to get into, now you know what to avoid, right? Because you've learned a lot about your introversion. So that's what I would highly recommend. About is stop overthinking about your past, present, and future. If you're an introvert, you probably know, you already feel that guilty nudge in your heart once I mentioned past, present, and future. One of the qualities that make an introvert, you know, an introvert, or one of the qualities that introverts tend to deal with is we always dwell on our past. We kind of beat ourselves up when we do something wrong, because we're like, oh my god, I could have done this better, right? I go back to, for instance, my YouTube videos and I'm like, oh, why was I using so much filler words? Oh my god, why was I doing this? Why was I talking with my hand? Why was I looking at the camera? Why was I looking away? Why wasn't the, you know, you tend to overthink and analyze your past. Your present, you are worried. You're like, oh my god, is this gonna go well? Is this video gonna turn out good? Is it gonna have the views that I want it to have? You're overthinking it, right? And then you're also thinking about your future. Oh my god, I don't want to ruin this next big thing. The next video I'm going to be filming, oh my god, is everything going to go? We never dwell in the now and enjoy the moment. So those are the things that we need to work on. Stop analyzing or, you know, critiquing yourself about your past. Stop overthinking about your future and learn to enjoy the now. So those are the things that I want to just, you know, talk about in terms of your past, present, and future. Stop thinking about situations that you have no control over. If there's anything, any mistake, for instance, that you have, for instance, you're a YouTuber, or I'm just using that as an instance, and you use filler words, when you watch yourself, when you learn those mistakes, just make a note on your phone like, oh, stop using filler words next time. Don't overthink it. Once you just make the note about it, then move on. Say, oh my god, next time I'll try to adjust the camera settings. Okay, and then move on. Don't overthink things that you have no control over. Keep your mind in the present, keep your mind in the present, and enjoy the now. Or compete with yourself. Being, for instance, you're in a business, you're a doctor, think about, oh my god, my last performance, my last productivity, or you're working, you're like, okay, my last performance at work wasn't too good, wasn't what I expected it to be. Okay, I'll make notes that next time I'm going to meet this target, I'm going to do better at this. try to compete with yourself. Don't compete with other people, because we are so OCD, we're overanalyzers, overthinkers. We tend to want to compete with other people in a bad way, in a good way and in a bad way, in terms of we are so ambitious, we are go-getters, right? But we tend to compete with people who are doing the best of the best, right? Instead, compete with yourself. I know people have, it sounds cliche, right? But compete with your previous self, right? Be your own competition, not anybody else, because those are the things that also lead you into more introversion. Not like it's a bad thing, but when you do badly at something, just dust yourself up, say, okay, I'm gonna do better at that, and then move on. Celebrate whatever success you're currently achieving. Push yourself, but please celebrate yourself. At that point, because I think this is something that we don't do a lot, be very proud of your introversion. I've told you some of just the few things that I know that introverts are very good at. We are also excellent business leaders. We are creatives. We are excellent organizers. We are OCD in a way that we love perfection. We are excellent team players. So these are a lot of things that lots of the introverts that you know, most of the most successful people are actually introverts. So celebrate your introversion. Don't see it as if it's a bad thing, because I know in the world in general, people tend to celebrate extroverts. It's not like I'm saying that extroverts is a bad thing or it's the best, but I just feel like God knows why he made introverts and he knows why he made extroverts, right? There has to be a balance, right? So celebrate your introversion. See it as something to be worthy of. If you see other introverts around you, be like, oh, are you an introvert? Oh my God, I love being an introvert. The more you say to yourself, I love being an introvert, practice, you know, some of the qualities that make you the best. Try to create a balance. See other introverts, encourage other introverts. Just celebrate your introversion. Give yourself the introvert pep talk. So before I ever film anything, any video, any content, I always tell myself, I reaffirm myself, tell myself I'm more than enough, right? Because some of the things that one of the weaknesses of an introvert is we tend to be our own worst critic. We critique ourselves. You need to see, beginning of my YouTube journey, I would overanalyze every single flaw. No matter how good the video was, no matter how excellent views it got, no matter how much traction it got, how much traffic, I would always still see flaws in that video. And you can say it's also one of the flaws of being an introvert is being, you know, an astute perfectionist, right? So I would say celebrate yourself, give yourself the pep talk, go in the mirror, say I'm more than enough, I am great, reaffirm yourself, stick it on your mirror. You know, words that just reaffirm yourself. I don't have to be perfect. I just need to keep making progress, right? Progress over perfection. That's one of my favorite sayings, to reaffirm myself. Progress over perfection. You're doing good. You're putting content out there. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're learning as you go, period. Don't wallow in self-pity. Encourage yourself. Say, okay, I might not be getting the results that I want, but I'm putting myself out there. I'm making moves. I'm killing it. You know, just reaffirm yourself. Those inner words, those thoughts that you say, oh my God, when you look at your video or you look at anything that you're doing, look at your job or a presentation you made at work or your business, you're like, oh my God, I suck at this. Why am I still doing this? Oh my God, I feel horrible. I'm bad at this. Those inner voices, try to silence them, because those are the things that really make us feel bad about ourselves. So I would say, instead, reaffirm yourself. Stop critiquing yourself so badly that you're like, oh my God, how could I have done this? How could I have neglected to see this? Right? Because we are so into the tiniest details that we always critique ourselves in an insurmountable amount. So I would say definitely try to encourage yourself some more and reaffirm yourself. So give yourself, you know, the introvert pep talk, what I call the introvert pep talk, IPT. Give it to yourself, lots of it. So give yourself some IPT. Okay? But surround yourself with lots of positivity. I know you've heard this 1,000,001 times. Surround yourself with people who are your cheerleaders. They're like, oh my God, we did this. Well, I did good, right? Especially if you're someone who, you know, loves to just run things by people. Surround yourself with people that are like, oh my God, you're doing good, right? That definitely helps you feel more motivated to do more stuff, right? To create more, to go out there, to put yourself out there, to be more, it gives you lots of encouragement that you need, basically. So surround yourself with positivity. That's my final point. I know this video touched you in one way or the other. If it has, let me know what points you're definitely going to be adapting next, being an introvert. And if you're an introvert or you're an extrovert and you're watching this video, you have introvert friends, definitely share the video, like, subscribe, and please share this video to your friends as well. I love you so much for watching. See you guys in my next video.
On Kemi'S journey, we all look stunning.